Hi, welcome back to the Happiness Game podcast for romantic relationships. I'm Ijao Martins, licensed marriage and family therapist, couples therapist. Let's continue with our conversation on energies in our romantic relationships. So today we're coming to talk about energy exchange, which is dynamic. For the past 2 weeks, we focused on the interpersonal system, your energy, how you organize them, the patterns, the boundaries. Now we finally get out of the interpersonal, we get to the interpersonal. So we will look at this energy exchange from various lenses. I always tell myself and my children, my clients, there's no one way of looking at things. There's no absolute. You can put on the glasses and look through that lens and you have a perspective. You can change into a different lens and you see a different perspective, right? So I will be talking about first, from the Chinese 5 elements perspective, while I'm embracing more and more my Chinese in me as I'm working, it's just a way of looking at things. So the 5 elements in Chinese culture is 金木水火土. 金 metal, 木 wood, 水 water, 火 fire, 土 earth. And in the Western world, if you talk about astrology, they generally have 4 elements like water, air, fire, and earth. So I don't know why they categorize in that way. I really like the metal in the Chinese element because it's a container for water. 金属, right? And also we have metal minerals in our earth, in our environment, which is important to be in our body as well as a part of our composition. So how do I look at the 5 elements energy? They're all different. It's just a way of categorizing and differentiating different energies. So the water element energy is very fluid. And as I will also bring in later, the 5 rhythms as a somatic practice I've been doing for the past 18 years. That's started and founded by Gabrielle. And the 5 elements, I really see how they interact with the 5 elements in Chinese medicine. So we use the 5 element in Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, but I see it more as a lifestyle, as how we look at the world. Is a philosophy. We look at that world through that lens, the 5 element lenses, to say we are all composed of different elements. Each of us may have a dominant element in our chart, in our upbringing, and then we have some deficiency that we continue to cultivate and work towards in our lifetime. For example, I was born in the year of the water dog, and I have the life of a ocean life. So I have a lot of water in my life that I have a tendency of being very fluid and flowy. So if you think about water, it moves. It also will support transformation, which goes well with my job. My job is all about change. And the next element is the metal. Metal is something very structured, very concrete. It supports transformation. It contains the water, right? If you think about a metal bowl. And the next one is wood. Wood is, think about the tree, the mountain, the forest. It's about growth. It's very vibrant and it has changes, right? And it is very dynamic. And the next element is the fire. You think about summer, joy, busy activities, a lot of energy, transformation, right? Just burn it. And then we have a saying of the phoenix rising out of fire, so transformation. And the last one is the earth. It's about stillness. You think about when everything you already yelled, you already harvested, and you go back to the earth, everything gets decomposed and nurturing the earth and grow again. It is a fertile ground for growth and transformation for all the other elements, right? And the water moves the earth, shape the earth, our earth into different geographic features like mountains and rivers and beach and all that. So they're all interactive. The whole thing about the Chinese five element is we look at the world, we look at ourselves, and we look at people and events in a very dynamic way. That things keeps changing. There's no good or bad. We complement each other sometimes, or sometimes get into energy struggles and power struggles, and that's all good. That's all changes. That's all transformation. That's all needed. And even the stillness, taking the breath to see where I'm at now, is also very essential. So now if we look at it from the 5 rhythms, Deborah Ross developed somatic practice. Each rhythm has its own nature as well, has its own unique energy that's different. So I would like to tie those two, the Chinese 5 element and the 5 rhythm together, and you hear it just as entertainment. Why not, right? So I think about water as more like flowing, the first element. So you can't see my feet right now, but in 5 rhythm, you use your feet to walk around the room. You explore with your feet, with your toe, with your ankle, and move about, shifting, almost like we call testing the water with your toes. You go here, you go there, your other body parts just follow you. It's like water. It's very flowy. There is no restriction. There's no set form of doing it, but it has a lot of power in exploring. And then after that, when we see our goal, we see our target, what we want to do, we start to bring in what? Metal energy, which is very structured and corresponding to the staccato rhythm, which is about elbow, about shoulder, about knees, about attitude, a lot of action, repetitive action. See, you work towards your goal, put in action and see if you want to lose weight this year, you'll be doing workout, repeat, right? You're doing your good diet, repeat, to move you forward. That's the energy putting in very structured way, work. And after that, what do we do? It's the summer energy, it's the fire, it's transformation. And corresponding for me is the chaos rhythm in 5 rhythm. It's about shaking things out. You're letting go of your head, your neck. You go with the flow and you allow things to happen. You already did a good work. Now you're celebrating. You're embracing the things that's unpredictable in life. And after that, you notice things start to emerge. That is the growth. That's right. That's the wood element corresponding with lyrical. Lyrical in the 5 rhythm is about the hands and the arms telling a story and forming a story and bringing it into you. And that's a beautiful thing, that going in a way that's very narrative. And after that, we come to stillness. That is the earth. Grounded, condensing, letting things to deposit, reflect, be aware. And it doesn't mean you don't move at all. You could still be telling your story and you pause a little bit and breathe. Notice how is that be in your body to be in this place in your life, and how's that to be in that place when your project is midway through, and how is that to let go of something, grief. So that's the 5 rhythm. And with the 5 elements of Chinese 5 element and how the corresponding relationship with the energy. You may say, why are you telling me this? This is so entertaining and all. And how does it tie into our relationship? Here it comes. Here's my art piece. So I did a watercolor first to kind of inspire me to write about our work today. As you can see, those are 2 systems that are relatively developed. So they all have a good container of the blue, of your energetic field, but their boundaries are open at different places, but they're not necessarily very linear. Notice it's not just a cross line this way, cross line this way. If you write a chart, that could be that with an error in it, right? But no, when we have energy exchange, it can be very fluid, which means one system could be opening up and give you some energy from this portal opening, but the impact could be in many ways for the other system to absorb or not absorb. And do you notice how complicated to integrate those 2 systems are? They all have different colors. They have a similar color. See, this one has some pink, and this one also have some pink, and maybe in different shades. They have some purple, they have some purple in different shades. They also have the dark black holes. This one is more obvious. This one is more hidden. That's dormant, that yet to be discovered. So when they're having those energy exchanges, I categorize them into two types of energy exchange that we'll be focusing on for the next couple weeks. It could be what I call resonance energy exchange. What does it mean? It's the pink and the pink. So when it shows up, it could be one partner saying, I am really sick and tired of our rigid dating schedule. For example, every Wednesday night we got a date, and no matter what I need to do, sometimes I get to have a work events and also kids event, and I have to carve out time. I don't like the rigidity. So that's purple energy go. And the other partner could also be in that I also don't like this set schedule. What I like is I want to have a more, this one and more. So besides Wednesday night, I want to have a more flexible other time to be with you. I want a more time to be with you. But I also don't like that. So there's a joining, resonating in the we don't like the current dating schedule. But they have differences. You notice that? But when they can join each other on that first, stay with that, explore how you don't like about it, what do you want to change about it, how much do you want to change it, and are you willing to take responsibility to change and put in effort to make it better? That is joining, that is resonating energy. You can see they go back and forth. The energy exchange is very fluid and is also a lot of responses. That's a dance together. That's evolving, that can push you towards the next stage of growing. But the other kind of energy exchange, I call it a different energy exchange. So it's not necessarily resonating, but within the not resonating energy exchange, it depends on what you do with it. Let me give you an example. It can be very complementary. Say, if this partner is saying, my love language is act of service, let me do things for you. Let me fix this thing for you. The kitchen cabinet is broken. I will fix it up so it'll be easier for you when you use it. That comes in as a very concrete, structured metal energy coming in. And the other partner's love language is words of affirmation. They were like, oh wow, I'm so wonderful that you are so diligent, and look at you, you're so skilled, and I love how you use your hands to do things and make projects happen in our house and makes my life so much easier. Thank you so much. I feel so well taken care of by you. And that's a more, you notice a more like a flowy water sense of energy come into. So when they are coming together, if the water can be contained by the metal, it's very complementary, it's very compatible, and they're having a harmonious energy exchange, even though their energy comes in from very different places, and then they also have different frequencies. But if their energy are not compatible, but also different, that can be very difficult to integrate. For example, the same example, if the partners whose love language is act of service, but is not received well by the other partner. See, if they also open to act of service as a way of showing love, and they open their boundaries to receive their energy, and they take it in and let them nourish them, then they bring out the water energy to nourish the other partner, and the other person are also very open to that. That worked really well. But if the person saying, you know what, I don't need you to do things for me. My love language is words of affirmation. I want you to praise me, adore me, say how beautiful I am every day, and how nice and of me taking care of you by cooking for you and offering delicious meal prepared in the fridge. Well, this doesn't work for me. I don't feel it. So I'm just going to not do that anymore for you. And the other partner's love language is act of service. They actually very much love the delicious, healthy meal their partner prepare for them and pack for them for lunch every day. When their partner stop doing that, there's no energy coming to them that way that's coming in. They can take it in to nourish their soul. So they don't say nice thing about their partner anymore. And then the other person also feel starved of this energy they want to receive, the loving energy. So do you see the two examples? Even though it's the same example, but because the people's receptivities are different, their boundary different around energy, and they're not adjusting to the love language, to the energy that can take in. They don't recognize that as love energy. And then that can create conflicts. That difference is not complementary, and that increase tension and conflict. There's no smooth energy exchange in that situation. So I will bring you more examples next week and the following weeks, and we can get really into details about specific dynamic, and I'll give you some somatic exercise. Maybe we can use 5 rhythm to move the energy a little bit and shift our lenses and see how that play out in your relationship happiness game. I will see you next week. Bye.